All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Man to Mad podcast, episode 5, titled Tom's 10th. Tom obviously had a rough night last night.
Oh my god. That was horrible. I hated every minute of that.
Yeah, it was pretty
Oh,
bad. We obviously we'll get into a lot of it, but it was like the whole time in the first half, I was like, okay, the Chiefs are good. Like they're gonna come back. They can come back, but they just never did. I can't believe they didn't score a touchdown. I don't know. But yes, obviously yesterday was the Super Bowl. Tom got his 10th.
Tom Brady. I did
Everyone
not win a
saw it.
10th. I'm clarifying that now. I did not win anything.
Okay.
You said
but
Tom won his 10th. And you
okay,
addressed
yeah.
me.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Tom Brady won his 10th Super Bowl.
There you
which
go.
is still amazing. I mean, that first play, that first touchdown they had to Gronk. I was sitting there. I was like, it can't be 2021, and I'm still watching Brady throw to fucking Gronk for touchdowns.
Not only was there one, but there was another one. And all I had to hear about on the TV was how, yet again, it's Brady and Gronk for a 2-touchdown game together.
It's unbelievable, man. But
Ugh.
we'll get more into it.
My God.
Sorry, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day.
Nah, dude, you're good. I'm here drinking a Coke Zero. I'm happy as a clam.
Coke Zero.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's gross, dude. That's gross. I don't drink soda.
That's why.
So we're gonna start with today in sports history. In 1945, on this date, Paul Brown agreed to coach the new American football expansion team in Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns. So that was big news. Even though he's more kind of thought of that he did a lot with the Bengals. So, in the first, what year? I don't know. There was the first ski jumping tournament in Red Wing, Minnesota. I think it was in 1943. And then in 1936, the Toronto Maple Leafs had the first successful NHL penalty shot. So, all right. So there's really nothing else to get into other than just let's get into it. The Pats, or not the Pats, God.
Basically, the Patriots.
Yeah, the Buccaneers. Basically, I mean, they dominated the Chiefs, 31-9. They made Patrick Mahomes look not good. I mean, he had a gutsy performance, but nothing was working, and his receivers dropped. I mean, Travis Kelce had to have dropped how many? 5 passes?
I counted, and at one point my parents were asking me, I'm like, oh, what's the problem? I'm like, what's the problem? The team's dropping all of his balls. I said, like, I could count 4 major drops on my hand right now, and they're like, there's no way. I'm like, honestly, Kelce could have had at least 6 drops on his own. And, like, some of them weren't his fault. Some of them were actually good defense, but other ones, he's, like, wide open. Like, yeah. There's no excuse for it. Like, the one right at the end of the game, when they could have scored the touchdown, it was the one where he, like, laid out and threw it. Like, best throw I've ever seen in my life. I understand the premise. You weren't expecting the ball to come out. It did. It went through his hands and hit him square in the face mask.
Dude, I swear
catch that.
I swear to God, last night's Super Bowl had the most receivers ever trying to catch a pass that hit off their face mask. It had to have happened like 3 or 4 times. It was just it was pathetic.
The other tale of the story there was Patrick Mahomes. Before all of the knockdowns, the sacks, and the hurries and all that stuff, ran for a total. I saw this on ESPN or something like that. He ran for 473 yards. That was just behind the line of scrimmage.
As he gets older, I kind of noticed it a lot last night. But I'm sure if you watch him more often than I do, you probably notice it. But I mean, he is so scared to stay in the pocket. I'm not saying anything about Patrick Mahomes. I would trade Baker Mayfield for Patrick Mahomes right now. I would trade – maybe the only player I wouldn't trade for Patrick Mahomes might be Jalen Ramsey, but that's a different story. So, yeah, Patrick Mahomes was just – I mean, he was horrible. He just seems so he doesn't seem like it's weird because in his early years, the 2 years before this – it seemed like he was a lot more comfortable in the pocket, and now it just seems like he will do anything he can to get out of the pocket as fast as he can.
So
And I understand.
what people didn't know about last night going into the game, and I didn't know it at all, and we were doing the Super Bowl presser conferences, I had no idea Eric Fisher was not going to be playing in that game. And not only was it just Eric Fisher, it was the other offensive tackle as well. And
Mitchell Schwartz.
exactly. So there's 2 all-pro tackles that are not playing in that game, but by doing that, they affected the other 3 positions on the line as well because they just mixed and matched into what fit. So they really had 5 linemen not playing their natural position, and you lose 2 all-pro tackles. That was really the story of the game on the Chiefs side for me on offense.
I agree, but it's also like people have built this Patrick Mahomes up that it doesn't matter that he is playing behind those. I mean, so if you want to categorize him as otherworldly, like I do, last night has to be like it can't happen again like that. He's got to stay in the pocket. I mean, he's just scared to get hit. I mean, I don't know. Something seemed weird about him, even in the Browns-Chiefs game. Like, he just wasn't himself, it didn't seem like.
Yeah, well, from that Browns game, that was the game he got the concussion, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I'm going to say right now, I think there were multiple people on that field last night that probably had coronavirus, and they were probably some that had concussions too, because concussions, I mean, you're playing in the Super Bowl. But if there had been a coronavirus breakout, I mean, that would have ended the world for the NFL. So I would assume some people tested positive, but they kept it under the rug.
Yeah, well, there's that. And then for Mahomes, he has, I forget if it's an ankle or a toe or both.
He hurt his toe.
Yeah, he hurt his toe, but I thought he also had an ankle injury going into the game. One of the 2 injuries he had is going to require surgery in the offseason. He's getting it next week. So you saw him hobbling a lot throughout the game, especially when he started to run and get hit. And my God, some of those hits on Mahomes, like he got sandwiched and leveled at that one play where JPP got the penalty marker thrown on him. JPP went for the legs, and the other 2 guys sandwiched him up top and had the helmet to helmet that they didn't call. So it was a rough night for him, and I feel bad for Patrick Mahomes because he really was doing everything in his power.
You can't feel bad. You can't feel bad for Patrick Mahomes. We built the media has built this guy up as the best quarterback we're ever going to see, probably until the next 200 years or something. So, and if you consider him that high, which I most likely do, last night can't happen again in his career. I mean, he's got to find a way to, instead of just running back and forth in the pocket, like pick up 4 yards and you're just run it. Pick up 4 yards. It's not the worst thing in the world that you can't hit Tyreek Hill 65 yards down the field. Like, just take what you can get. And he did that so well last year. And it's half the reason he was basically last year, he was a younger, stronger armed, more accurate Tom Brady last year. He gets the ball out in 3 or 4 seconds, unless it's a deep ball. And I mean, he's been built up like this. So I mean, it's the same thing that happened to Steph Curry. People built him up as such this big thing, and then when he loses, and his family bitches, and Mahomes' family hasn't shut up about it either, about the refs. It's like, dude, like, just take your loss and move on.
Yeah, and like, you're playing Tom Brady. This is literally one of the few times where you have an out to just accept the loss. Like, if you had lost to Aaron Rodgers, like, okay, you can get all the heat and you can make as many excuses as you want, but you're playing Tom Brady. This is one of the few times you actually have an out where you can say, yeah, I mean, I'm playing the best of all time and all the firepower and everything. He played a great game and hats off to him. No, that's not what they do. They keep complaining like they lost to an Aaron Rodgers or a Drew Brees or a Jared Goff.
And then to even more so, to get into I feel like Tom Brady was like super angry last night. Like, why was he chasing down Tyrann Mathieu?
Well, so what I saw was Tyrann Mathieu went up to Brady at one point and got in his face and did whatever. Then Brady chased after him and got back in his face. Then the next drive, Tom Brady attacked Tyrann Mathieu. And that's the play where you saw him going like this or doing whatever, because there was the blown coverage for the big play to Gronk. And then after that big play and after the touchdown, Brady got in Matthew's face. So I think it was just normal trash talking that was going back and forth.
Did you see what Matthew said?
Yeah, I saw the tweet, and he's like, "Oh, Tom Brady said something. I'll let the media figure it out." Blah, blah, blah. Brady, after the game, texted an apology to him, right?
Yeah, I know.
And Tyrann Mathieu deleted that tweet because he didn't know that Tom Brady was mic'd up last night, and they have exactly what had happened. And he did not say anything like that to him. So that's why the tweet got deleted.
I think Tom Brady played obviously great last night, but I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say. I was going somewhere. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, I do. I think he wanted to win last night's Super Bowl more than the other 9 ones combined. I really do.
I agree.
Because I think he wanted it to be like it, even though he'll never say it or admit it. He was sick of the Brady Belichick. They can't win without each other. So he finally left. He was sick of dealing with Belichick, and I mean he won the Super Bowl. So and I'll tell you what. I mean we'll talk about it here in a little bit too with the offseason coming up. Things don't look good in New England going forward, and I could never be happier. I mean.
You're telling me, bro. I mean, look at me right now. I'm wearing a tie-dye Jet shirt right now. You're telling me that it doesn't look good and you're happy about it? Give me 1 second. I'm going to let my dog downstairs real quick.
All right. Well.
I can still hear you. Keep talking.
Yeah, I'm chewing. Thanks.
My bad.
Yeah, but just the intensity yesterday and even getting in Matthew's face, I've never seen him do that, really.
Yeah, I've never seen that side of Tom Brady. And honestly, I kind of liked it. I'm not going to lie. He's always been the stand-up guy or whatever. It was kind of nice to see him get uncomfortable and get put into that situation.
Oh, I'm all for Tom Brady winning away from New England. But, I mean, we'll get to it at the end, too. But I just can't take the New England people, we're so happy for Tom. It's the worst. I want the city of Boston to excommunicate from the United States. I hate that city so much.
Oh man.
I was so I wanted Tom Brady to win last night because I thought just end the Chiefs, whatever. That's fine, cool. But then when those New England fans start jumping on yeah, we're just so happy for Tom and Gronk, I might lose it one of these days, and I'm just going
to the guy that didn't want to play for your team, so he demanded a trade, and when he came out of retirement said, I'm not playing for you. I'm not playing unless I'm with Tom Brady. Yes, Gronk, the guy that you had to trade away a 6th rounder for, or get a 6th rounder in return for, to watch him win a Super Bowl, but we're so happy for him that he came out and won again. What are you talking about? He said deliberately, I do not want to play for them. Why are you happy for him?
It's ridiculous. I hope to God Tom Brady. I honestly was happy that I think he was so much more fired up last night than he was any of those New England times.
Well, but I have to say, I hated Tom Brady growing up because he would just shit on my team and the rest of my division. But I've never lost sight of how great he is. I respect his game. Now that he's away from the Patriots, I take it down from a hate to more of a dislike, but I still don't like him because of everything that happened, but now it's not happening anymore, so it's a little bit better. So I guess I was watching the game last night in a different light that I haven't really seen before with Tom Brady in a Super Bowl, and it was kind of interesting to see. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't dead on opposed to Tom Brady. I remember when the Patriots beat the Falcons and came back from that, I was scarred for 6 months after that. I was this is the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing that does suck about, I love how I've turned this into I hate New England. It's great. I just hate all of you. I want you all to know that. And, but it's just, it's awesome to see them they're still going to be able to look back on this in 20 years and be yeah, we won 15 titles in like 10 years through all our sports, but they're not going to be good for anything going forward. And
Yeah,
I'm
people
very
forget
happy.
how bad the Patriots were before Tom Brady
They
was
were
Tom Brady.
so bad.
They consistently had a top 3 pick in the league. And then this kid from Michigan that they took at 199 came in, and they never looked back, not thinking about when he leaves.
You know what,
they
though?
didn't make the playoffs. They messed up their draft spot for this year because they were trying to win the playoff or go to the playoffs. And now you have nothing going forward. You have no skill position players, no quarterback, a very shaky run game to say the least. And the defense that everyone had prided the Patriots on for years because Bill Belichick's this defensive mastermind is absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
I get it, they had players opt out, but it was terrible, even with some of the guys that they had.
I mean, I think it's gonna come to light, and it's already kind of come to light too. I mean, guys just don't like playing for Belichick. That guys don't want, like, once Tom Brady left New England, like, nobody wants to go there. It's not fun if you're not winning and you like have to follow these strict rules, and Belichick being a weird dude, like, it's not an appealing place to go. I mean, you don't have, I mean, Tom Brady has even said it, like, you don't have fun there. So, but we'll get off of New England. I just want you all to know that I hate you, and please keep telling me how happy you are for Tom, because I can't wait for your teams to suck for the next 30 years. So,
They're all going to
but
be
yeah.
Tampa fans by then. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, and then
They
the
had
Bruins. And then the Bruins will start losing, and they'll be Tampa Bay Lightning fans
That's what
too.
I said. All of New England fans are going to be Tampa fans. The Lightning, the Rays, the Bucks, they're going to migrate.
Oh, and they'll be like, "Oh, but we won like a Super Bowl like twice with Poppy, a big Poppy." Like, shut up. I was so I mean there was a lot of hate pent up, and
it's okay.
I also stayed off the chat after the game. I just stayed off it because I was gonna get into a fight with somebody about something.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna have some choice words for someone who said something, so I was like,
Yeah,
you know what? I'm just gonna mute that while I can.
Yeah, no, I looked at it like once, and then I was like, this isn't even worth it. Like, this is so dumb. Yeah. So I mean, what do you think specifically Tampa Bay did so well defensively that got to
everything? I mean, there's nothing you can say. Like, that was one of the best defensive performances we've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to get pressure on Mahomes with 4 easily for the most part, and then when they brought an extra guy, I mean, they were getting home every time.
That's when he got rocked every single time. Was when they brought the extra guy, or the 2 extra guys when they brought the corners.
Yeah, so
and props to Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles for figuring out, hey, if we run 2 high safeties and take away Tyreek Hill, their offense is completely garbage.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get to that in a sec, but yeah, I mean, speaking of Tyreek Hill, I mean, he was just nowhere to be found. And then, and I don't know if you saw it, but someone put in the chat was like, Tyreek Hill must be the funniest dude or something like that. And I was like, you do realize he beat up his pregnant girlfriend and is like actually a bad person.
Didn't he break his son's arm?
I
thought that he broke his son's arm and beat his girlfriend.
See, this is my take on guys like that. If Tyreek Hill wants to come play for me, that's fine. I'm going to cheer for him, and I'm going to say, yeah, he's a bad dude, but he helps us win. So whatever. I don't care if you're a bad dude. If you help us win, so that's what Chiefs fans should say. But, I mean, he was nowhere. I mean, the job that Murphy Bunting, Jamel Dean, and Carlton Davis did, along with Winfield in the secondary, with such a young secondary. I mean, I think they got all those guys locked up for at least 2 or 3 more years. I mean, you're not going to find a more solid 3 corners on one team that's probably collectively better than all those 3 put together. So I mean, you have to give credit where credit's due. And I mean, Devin White was insane. I mean, the fact that they have 2 linebackers that could be Hall of Famers, we'll see about Levante. Oh, I guess Levante David now has a Super Bowl, so it's different. But I mean, they had two possible Hall of Famers, and then I mean, Antoine Winfield was very good. I mean,
Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way since we're gonna obviously have to talk about it. I thought that was the dumbest thing he could have possibly fucking done in the Super Bowl. His little
what did he do?
peace sign to Tyreek Hill, because that's Tyreek Hill's thing, and he had to get right down in his face and go, "Hey," the taunting call. Are you shitting me, dude? Like,
Oh,
I get it. You're in this Super Bowl. Good for you. You're a rookie. It's your first year, whatever. Your dad's in the stadium too, whatever. I don't give a shit. You don't pull that in the middle of a game. Like, yeah, the guy is getting beat. Congratulations. Have some fucking class.
who
Like,
are you? God, get off this podcast. I misjudged you horribly.
I fucking
How
hate
could
that
we?
shit.
We just got done talking about how Tyreek Hill is actually, like, really in the real world a bad human being, and then you get mad because Antoine Field did the peace sign to him.
I don't like
I gotta
Tyreek
tell
Hill
you,
whatsoever, but you got to have some fucking class. That's all I have to say. Like,
then Tom
do
Brady,
that
then
shit
Tom
off the
Brady,
game.
then Tom Brady had no class. Tyrann Mathieu had no class.
I didn't say
Who
either
do
of them
you,
did.
who do you think in the NFL has class then? Who has class?
Well, up until last night, Tom Brady was the watermark. Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Phil
Yeah.
Rivers. I know. Philip Rivers does the lighthearted stuff. He's like, "Dadgummit, shoot!" Like, that's funny as shit. But like getting down in the guy's face and just giving him, like, come on, dude, just get back to the sideline and do it then. Like, I don't give a shit. You don't need to get in his face.
I gotta tell you, you're gonna be on your own on that take. Literally, you might be the only person in the world that's on that take. I'm not kidding.
I don't know, man. I thought it was so fucking stupid. Like, just get off the field and celebrate. I'm all for just like
you're wrong about what's wrong about that. What's wrong is the fact that they threw a flag. That's stupid. Those are two men older than 18 years old. They are men because they say the F word or bitch or something like that. Don't flag them and don't fine them. They're adults. It is the dumbest rule other than fumbling out of the end zone. Of course, we'll never forget about that one. But it's the dumbest. Every time someone gets called for taunting, I always go to Twitter. You can look at my Twitter. I always say it's the stupidest thing in the world.
I'll go back and look later.
I'm sure you will.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't like it.
I'm sensing that you just really don't like Antoine Winfield Jr. and you love Tyreek Hill.
No, that's not it whatsoever. I really liked Whitfield, and I really fucking hated Tyreek, but, like, just go celebrate with the rest of your fucking team that's on the camera. Like, you don't need to stay there and just keep talking to him go celebrate with the team. I don't give a shit. Let him walk off. Just don't fucking follow him like he did. That's my thing. Like, if you're going to go fucking celebrate, go do that. But, like, let the man live his fucking life where he goes and beats his fucking kid. Like, I don't give a shit. He should get arrested for that off the field, but, like, go for it. Whatever.
Should probably watch our language a little bit.
Okay, what? Got me all mad.
I didn't get you. You got mad about the wrong thing about one play. Like, you got mad about the wrong thing that was wrong about that play. So we'll move on. We'll agree to disagree. That's pretty much it for the top performers in the game. I thought Fournette was good.
Playoff Lenny, aka Super Bowl Lenny.
I thought playoff Lenny was pretty good. Ronald Jones hit the. I don't know if it's because the Chiefs' offense has been so good the past couple of years, but their defense is horrible.
So I read along with the two starting tackles, I thought I saw somewhere they were missing a corner or two. Is that correct?
The Chiefs, did L'Jarius Sneed play?
I don't know. He was, I think one of them.
I think he did. I'm almost positive because I didn't see him on the field.
I didn't see him anywhere. So I thought he was one, and I thought they were missing another.
This all looks like it says he played, so I don't know. Whatever.
Alex Brown, does that guy play?
No,
Ah.
I've never heard of him.
I'm looking at the guys that they have on the injury here for today. It's, Schwartz, Fisher, Koichi Osimile, Taco Charlton, Willie Gay, and Alex Brown.
That was good of you to bring up Todd Bowles before. He deserves another shot at a head coaching job.
I never thought he should have got fired. I loved him here. I loved him in
honestly,
Jersey.
We're going to get into it in like a little bit and more in the offseason goes along, but I think this Jets offseason, I'm personally going to be in love with it. I think it's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, me too. Probably
so,
for different reasons, though.
So with that, obviously we kind of nonchalantly went over some of the prop bets for the Super Bowl. I took some notes. I actually found it. I was just watching it last night on my couch, and they brought up something like around the halftime, or like maybe it was like Brady's TD pass over under, some of the announcers did. I was like, oh shoot, I got that whole thing, the list I did. So, are you awake over there?
Yes, I'm here.
So we both did you ever check this? That we both bet the over on the national anthem.
Yep, and I think we both hit.
It was easily. Over? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was just Eric Church, and dudes finished fast, but along with the chick, I mean, they take forever.
Well, and like the back and forth was just like, what the hell? I
don't know. I don't know why they always do something new with the Star Spangled Banner. Like, just play the song. It's not hard. Don't make it like a rock country version of it. And then our second, I mean, people probably lost billions of dollars on this one. The coin toss was not tails.
Tails always prevails, except for last night. But then again, when the Chiefs were calling it, we should have knew. We should have knew whatever we picked, we were screwed either way.
Yeah, when I saw that Patrick Mahomes was 3 for 12 at one point, I said this is going to be a bad day for the Chiefs, I think.
Yeah, just a little bit, I thought.
So there's some more prop bets, but what did you think of the halftime show?
I hated it. I hated every minute of it. You saw my tweet. I absolutely despised it. My brother loved it. My dad wasn't there for it because he never watches the halftime shows. And my mom, the first thing she said was, "Why do they have jock straps on their faces?"
That's exactly what my mom said, actually, too.
So I hated it overall. Do we have a picture of my tweet we could put up here?
Yeah, if you can screenshot it and upload it.
I don't. Whatever. I said, "Oh, the Weeknd brought his cult with him to the halftime."
Oh
show.
Yeah, I know.
I
saw it. I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. I didn't think it was terrible. I thought it was better than last year's.
Yeah,
J-Lo and Shakira were hot, but I mean, I don't want to watch them at halftime of a football game. So
I mean, there are worse things you can watch.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I mean, I don't really know any of the Weeknd songs. Like, I really don't. The only reason I know the Weeknd was like when Drake got big. That the Weeknd was like with him or something. So yeah. I didn't know half of it, but I believe there was under 8 songs played. There couldn't have been more than 8.
There were 8 total. I counted. So I think we split, but we both had under 8. So
yeah, we both had
doesn't really matter.
That's just a push.
Yeah. There was no wardrobe change, I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. Justin wins again on that one. The first song I had,
I was so mad.
I had Blinding Lights, and I've never even heard of The Hills. Did he play The Hills?
It was second, dude. That's why I texted you. It was literally second, and I was so mad. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. He opened up with Starboy, and then The Hills. I was so mad. I was like, oh my God, I could have picked up 2 on you.
Yeah, you know what? Had I actually listened to any of the songs and like actually knew what they were beforehand, he was clearly going to either open or close with blinding lights. So I would have been better off just putting them for both of them, and I would have been right for one.
Well,
So yeah, I had the last song of Starboy. You got blinding lights right. Um,
hey, you picked the opening and the close. You just mixed up the order. That's got to count for
yeah, it's
something.
true. That's true. Yeah. Wow. Wow. I didn't even realize that last night. What color was the Gatorade shower?
Oh, I didn't look. Oh man, I went up and I was doing other things at the time.
I'm looking it up right now. What? So you had orange.
I did.
I had you had originally had lemon lime, but then you changed it to orange. I had red. It was blue.
It was blue?
Dude, nobody likes the blue.
Well, I like the blue, but no
I like the
players
blue
like
too,
the blue.
but if you make the blue powdered, it's way too sweet. It's like freaking like soda. It's yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to try it.
I just
Yeah, so apparently I'm on Yahoo Sports. CBS cut away before the Gatorade shower, and everyone who was watching it on CBS was going crazy, apparently.
yeah, I'm seeing it right now. Yes, it was blue. Can you guess who one of the players was that put it on him?
If I remember, the Bucks were on offense when they won, so it had to be two defensive players.
I can't tell who the one guy is. I can tell who one is though for sure.
I want to say a linebacker, but it also Vita.
It's not a linebacker.
Oh, that means
it's not a defensive back either.
okay. So defensive line, Vita Vea.
Yes.
Let's go.
Way to like use all of your like
My
those
brain
Jeopardy
power.
use all the Jeopardy like 50-50, call a friend, all in one question. There we go. But yeah, so it's blue. That had to be. I don't even remember seeing blue.
That's because CBS cut away from it.
No, I like when looking at the bet before. I didn't know like.
I think there was other. Other was one of the options. They had red, orange, green.
See, that's where it makes me think. Like, I think Ariant is like this old dude who's like a mastermind, but he has like some older like drinking buddies, and they're like, "Hey, man, just make it blue. I'm gonna get $500 for this. I'll buy you a couple beers." And I feel like that's just what he did. He's just like he looked at Vea and was like, "Hey, get the blue one. Let's go."
Guys, see this one that's full of blue? Nobody drink it.
Yeah,
right? You're dumping that on me.
The whole game.
Don't no one touch it. It's gonna just be on me.
And then Brady touchdown passes. You had over 2.5. Did he have 3?
He had 3.
Okay, yeah, I had under. So you got that. I think that means we tied really, because both of our
predictions were wrong. So
yeah, wrong.
Moral of our prop bets: we suck.
They weren't horrible. Next year we'll have to. If we're still doing this, we'll have to like actually sit down and make a prop.
Yeah, I'll pull up. I usually get one every year from my uncle, but he was too busy to do it this year. So next year I'll bring mine and we'll do it. We'll do a full prop sheet.
So anything else? Yeah, we suck. Yeah, I just like. I didn't see where even Tyreek Hill was. Like, yeah, I always assume he's running deep, so I feel like he's not in the camera. But like, I don't know. He just didn't play well, or they couldn't get him the ball. I don't know.
I don't even know. Like, if it's not working deep, stop having him run deep. Remember the one big play and I throw big out very loosely. The one like 10 or more yard play that he had was a little drag route, sort of. Yeah. It was more on an angle where he ran past Murphy Bunting. Run that.
Yeah.
Why is he running deep if it's not going to work?
I don't know. Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. And like I said, I mean, usually I give all the credit in the world to the Bucks defense, and I would say if you were to give credit in the game for how the one I would say the Bucks defense was 75% of it, because I mean the Chiefs defense isn't very good. Chris Jones is a hothead apparently, and just I mean
he was getting bullied in the trenches there, yo. It was funny to watch. He was literally just getting like twisted and turned and everything, and then he'd go
I
and
know,
push. You
but
just see the flag fly across the screen.
yeah, but
Oh,
he was like he yeah, he's so good though in real life. But I mean, yeah, so he got handled. But um yeah, Tyreek Hill, I don't know. Yeah, I in the end I just think you gotta give a ton of credit to Todd Bowles in the defense. I mean,
so
I could have predicted the game to go a million different ways. I gotta tell you, I never predicted it to be the Chiefs have no touchdowns. Like there was nowhere in my brain for that.
So I want to add one more thing that we could talk about just really quickly. What did you
Go ahead.
think of the MVP? Do you think Tom Brady deserved? Because like we're talking about all these great defensive plays and the defensive stand, and I understand you can't give the MVP just to the whole defense. But like,
I
is it
think
right to give it to Tom Brady there?
I mean I think they gave it to Tom Brady. Like I think they should have given the Heisman to Trevor Lawrence in the way it's just like it's a career award. And yeah, I mean, if you're going to give it to someone on defense, I guess your best guess has to be Levante David or Devin White. Devin White had the pick at the end, so that I guess I would have probably given him the MVP for that. But
I thought David got the pick at the end.
no, Devin White got the pick.
They were 45 and 54. How the
54.
hell am I supposed to? How am I supposed to remember that? Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, I mean he was everywhere all night. And so I guess before we head on to some segments and college hoops a little bit, what was that?
oops.
Oh, no, it's this, bro. It's this.
That's what I did.
You gotta have your one finger out. Come on.
I had
Come
my
on.
finger out, and you're like, "What's this?"
No. So I guess the real question is where do the Bucks go from here, and where do the Chiefs go from here?
Well, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm hoping that I could be healthy next year. I think personally they're going to need to make a big play for one of the top wide receiver options in free agency, whether that's Allen Robinson, Juju, and Juju's like bottom of my list. But Robinson, Fuller, Juju, and I'm forgetting the other two big names. But you got to go get someone else because having Tyreek Hill as your number one option now going forward with the entire league going to be analyzing this game, it's not going to work. So you're going to need to add another threat. And Kelsey needs to, just keep being Kelsey and playing at the level that he played at this year.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the receivers in the offseason. Yeah, AJ Green, he's pretty old. I wouldn't want him. Allen Robinson's only 28. Sammy Watkins is up. If I was the Chiefs, if I was the Chiefs, I'd let Sammy Watkins walk. Corey Davis.
They could go for Davis. I don't love the combo with him and Hill. I'd rather actually have Green to be the big body, whereas Hill's the deep ball. But a guy that would be very, very scary if they were to even consider bringing him in, or if the team would let him go, is Kenny Golladay. Putting him on that team would just be insane.
I think Will Fuller would be a really good slot receiver for them.
Agreed.
And then Cordell Patterson is also a free agent. If they wanted to get another option in the backfield, I'd go for him too. He's strictly basically a receiving running back. So Curtis Samuel is I would love Curtis Samuel. I would love. I'm talking about for the Browns at this point. That's a funny question. So do we think Josh Gordon's officially done with the NFL, or do you think he's going to keep trying?
There's no way he can be let back in at this point, I think.
I
Like,
don't think so
how many
either.
times has he got suspended?
Like a trillion. He's been like suspended for a season 3 times at least.
It's something like that.
Yeah. With that, we will. Wow, why is everyone freezing up on me? Not everyone, sorry. Just that. Okay. So now we'll head into some of the questions for the NFL offseason. We'll just go through these quickly. These are going to be more things that we talk about, obviously, as the weeks go by, and we'll probably even talk about this a little more when we do our next show this week. But where do you think, like I said in Fill the Blank last week, I think, where do you think Deshaun Watson ends up right now?
Miami. I mean, I think it's literally going to be like a 4-horse race for him. It's going to be between the Jets, the Dolphins, the Panthers, and the 49ers, or I guess a 5 if you want to include the Broncos.
I mean, him, who did you say second? You said the 49ers.
It's
Him and McCaffrey, if McCaffrey could ever get healthy, that's the best backfield in America right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love for the Browns to sign some but Deshaun Watson, I think he ends up going. I forgot what we were talking about. I think he ends up going to Miami just because. I think he goes. Honestly, I think he goes to Miami, or he starts the season not playing for anybody.
I mean, he's still under contract with Houston no matter what. I know he's been threatening that, I'm going to sit out or whatever. I don't think if you're him, you can afford to do that. Because
I think you're completely wrong there. I think this is the one time the player has all the momentum and all the leverage.
I'm not saying that he's not going to, or he doesn't have the leverage. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying if I'm him, I don't want to waste another year of a rise to my prime where I'm still top of the league, top 3 quarterback in the league. I don't know if I want to waste another year, but this time instead of going out and playing and showing that I'm one of the best, I'm sitting at home on my couch. So if I'm him, like he's going to have to find his way out of Houston, or I feel he'll suck it up and play out another year or something. But
I see. I think for him and his mindset, and if I were him, this would be my mindset too. I would rather sit out the year and stay healthy than be behind whatever offensive line and whatever targets the Texans give him next year. Because you know for sure Fuller. I mean, I guess not for sure. Fuller's not coming back, or at least I don't know any of the Texans free agents if any of them should go back to Texans. Like when the Browns were 1-15, then 0-16, like nobody wanted to come to the Browns, and I understood it. Like nobody should want to go to Houston. Like they have done a horrible job, and that guy they hired is like,
which one? Both of them are just completely out of the blue hirings to me.
yeah. And so I think Miami is honestly the only team with the chance in this because I think they have the draft capital and the Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, if I'm Houston, I'm taking that number 4 pick and Tua Tagovailoa, and trading Tua Tagovailoa to so 2 first rounders and Tua for Sean Watson, which is still favors the Lions, I think, but whatever. Other any guys that you would like to see the Jets at least take a look at in the offseason?
Oh boy, where do I start?
Does anyone want to go to the Jets even?
Well, since signing Salah, I think that there have been a lot more people coming out and saying like, okay, I'd be willing to kind of go there.
Did I send you my article from today?
If you did, I didn't see it. What was it?
I don't know if it's up. It was just like after it was like titled like the blueprint on the Chiefs offense is out. So who's going to be the next generational coach? Like, we had McVay, and then there was Cliff Kingsbury and Mahomes. And so, yeah, I kind of named like 5 or 6 coaches that I thought will kind of lead the charge going into a more. I think the NFL is going to become more defensive here for 2 more years, and then it'll go back to offense. I mean, it's just a cycle. It's how it works.
Yeah.
You should read it. It's pretty good. It took me forever.
Yeah, I'll pull it. I got it pulled up. I'll read it after.
Yeah, I also just didn't want to write about just the Super Bowl. I was like, the one thing that kind of bugs me is sometimes is like the Super Bowl. I get it. There's a billion people writing about it though, so I'm fine with writing about the Super Bowl, but like in a different perspective, something else like that. Like I don't want to give a recap or so. That's just my thing though. I'd rather write a story or do some like research and actually get. My dream goal in life when I was in college, it was to be a narco and deal drugs down in Mexico. I swear to God, I really wanted to join a cartel, and and I don't even know where I was going with that, but yeah. So I think the Browns look good next year, and I wouldn't be surprised if they sign one of the top. I know Justin Simmons, is that his name?
From the Broncos, the safety?
Yeah. I know he's. I mean, the Browns need to. I would like them to fill up on linebackers in the draft, and then maybe one if they can get a key defensive lineman to go opposite of Myles Garrett, that would be good. But I think you can pick up defensive backs, and I mean. The truth is, when Denzel Ward's playing, I mean, he's one of the top 10 corners in the league. You think
higher than that?
I mean, I agree, but I'm not trying to get into arguments right now.
I'm not going to argue with you. I mean,
I know, but I just don't need anyone to come on afterwards. Be like, oh man, I think what's his face is better than Denzel Ward. Did the worst. Who cares, dude?
Yeah, whatever.
So,
but as far as the Jets, you would ask me. I'd love to see them go after either Robinson or Godwin for a wideout, a true number one.
You think Godwin will leave?
I don't know if they're going to have the money to keep, because I think Brady's on contract for another 25 next year. I had a whole salary cap breakdown in my head, but I just didn't. I don't have it in front of me. I don't know. If they're going to keep Godwin, they're going to have to franchise tag him. But I don't know. I think they're close to the salary cap already, and I'm not sure if you saw the report, but the NFL salary cap's going down $18 million next year. So they're going to be pressed up for money. So I don't know if they're going to have it ready for him. So if you're looking for a wideout, and if I'm the Jets, I'm looking at the top guys because they have money to spend. So Robinson, Godwin, or Galladay if they let him go, but I doubt that'll happen. Honestly, based off of just this year alone, if I'm the Jets, I'm making a huge push for Leonard Fournette. I was a big advocate for them to sign him when he got cut from Jacksonville. And obviously he wanted to go win, and that's exactly what he did. But now he could want to go get paid. Well, Leonard Fournette should be the top of everyone's list, in my opinion. And that's over guys like Aaron Jones, Kenyon Drake, Chris Carson, Philip Lindsay, Le'Veon Bell, Gurley. He's the top of the list for me. Maybe Aaron Jones is the only one that comes close. So I don't really see anything else other than that.
I just question his motivation sometimes and his kind of just will to be out there. So one more thing before we get into some segments in college hoops real quick is, so if you're the Chiefs now, how are you feeling still about that Patrick Mahomes 10-year contract, $503 million? Any wavering yet, or still fine?
So if I'm the Chiefs, or if I'm like me,
a Chiefs fan. Say you were a Chiefs fan.
All right. If I'm a Chiefs fan, and I honestly, anything related to the Chiefs, they're gonna chalk that game up to the injured tackles, the refs, and the poor defensive play, and that it wasn't on Patrick Mahomes. If it's coming from an outsider's perspective, like myself, I'd be shitting my pants, and excuse my French, but there's no other phrase I can really use for that.
See, I don't think I would be that nervous, but I would definitely have started wavering a little bit. Like, dude, we are going to pay this guy for 10 more years, and he played a horrible game because his toe was hurt. But It's more than that. Obviously, the Bucks had a great game plan on defense, but
Well, if
yeah, I
if
think
you can't protect him, I am scared for that. I'm not wavering. I'm very scared because I have lived that with the Jets of having a decent quarterback, not obviously not all-star, but like a guy that could be really good, and then having him get absolutely destroyed in the backfield. You know, so like, and
yeah,
I'm sure you've seen it too, being a Browns guy, and we see it all the time. Like a guy like Joe Burrow. I mean, the guy was labeled the best rookie quarterback, and then got into this life-altering and game-altering injury. Who now we don't know how he's going to come back. And now take that
well,
Joe Burrow thing and multiply it tenfold as you're paying him $50 million a season for the next 10 years.
I think Joe Burrow will be fine. One last NFL question: who are you taking right now? Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert?
Herbert.
I'm taking Burrow.
I mean, I
Herbert,
like Burrow coming out of
Herbert
college.
doesn't impress me. I mean, I don't know. I got in an argument with somebody about that. But let's move on to college hoops, and then we will get into segments. On Saturday was the annual the Battle of Tobacco Road. It was. Did you watch any of it?
Frankly, no, I did not. I was a little preoccupied. I was at work.
It was very odd watching a Duke basketball game, especially a Duke North Carolina basketball game, with just the cutouts of the Cameron Crazies. It was very odd. I think Duke was favored by 3.5. UNC ended up winning, I don't know, by 5 or 6. So I took them on the money line. That was huge for me. I'm the man.
You are the man.
As of today's AP poll, North Carolina, Duke, Kentucky, and Kansas are all unranked for the first time in more than 60 years. I don't know how long it's been because I looked up last week when it was UNC, Duke, and Kentucky, and that was 60 years. And so I just said it's more than 60 years since they've all four been unranked. I mean, so what do you think the problem is? The Blue Bloods like that this year?
I mean, the teams just aren't as good. They aren't what they used to be. I mean, there's not a whole lot that you can really say with this other than weird year. No one's playing up to their expectations, and it's not good.
I think this is all in college basketball. It's all trending towards ending the one and done and just letting them go to pros right away. But I mean, I think you get a lot with college basketball. I think you get a lot of these smaller schools or not as popular big schools that don't get these huge recruits that are strictly going to be there for 1 year. So you get like these second year and third year guys that are going against freshmen who might be better than them athletically, but they've been playing for 3 years, so they have more experience. I mean, you're seeing that right now with a team like Gonzaga, Baylor, and Villanova. I mean,
Yep.
Villanova is just a ticket stand. They every year they're so good.
You're telling me I have to watch them.
Ohio State. This just tells you how long it's been since the last time we diverted into a sports podcast since college basketball. Ohio State is now ranked number, I believe, 4th or 5th in the nation. And I'm pretty sure we were talking about them losing to Rutgers last time we talked about college basketball.
I remember that now that you say that, yeah.
So
God, I forgot about that.
They're surging. They're in the top 5, and Iowa is showing some cracks of weaknesses. I kind of saw that coming from a mile away.
I had been hearing about this mainly around Luka Garza and his draft stock.
I was going to say that was my next question. Literally, good job. What do you think of his draft stock, guys? I got to tell you, I as an unathletic dude who can't shoot from outside, really, you think the best that he can do is like a rotation player.
Yeah, especially with the way that the NBA plays the game now, where big men are just expected to shoot and to be consistent with it, not even just be able to kind of be close. Like you need to hit it. And
yeah, and it's not even just shoot, but big men can take the ball off the bounce now too.
And he's just not showing it. So what do I think of his draft stock? I think he went from a guaranteed top 3 player to maybe the end of the lottery.
Dude, he wasn't top 3 last year.
I'm not saying last year, at the beginning of the year. When
I don't think
beginning of this year, everywhere that I had read, and I don't read a ton on NBA stuff, but like everywhere I was reading, he was a guaranteed top 3, if not top 5 player on everyone's draft board. And now, like I said, bottom of the lottery, maybe out of the lottery.
I am bottom of the first round. I just don't
go.
see a place. I don't see a place for him on a team that needs him. So, and so this is gonna transition us into a little bit of fill in the blank. But Gonzaga's season will end in a blank in the blank.
I mean, it's hard to say that they're not going to win the Natty.
That's why it's called fill it in. Fill it in and say your sentence.
A dub in the Natty. Like they're going to go all the way. It's either going to be a dub in the Natty or an L in the Natty because they're going to be playing Baylor the way that this season's looking.
All right, that's your first part of fill in the blank. Just so you know, now you have to give actual one-word answers. So this is our new segment, fill in the blank. You've seen Pardon the Interruption. They do the same thing as well. And I produce the show, so I am going to make Tom do all the answers this time. So fill in the blank. I got 6 of them for you.
Oh boy.
Tom Brady trash talking with Tyrann Mathieu was
interesting.
I thought for sure. I thought you come as much as you used classless last time. I was expecting a classless. Tom Brady blank win another Super Bowl.
I'm gonna say won't because I don't think he's gonna play that much longer. He could win it again next year, but repeating's really hard. So I'm gonna go with won't because he doesn't have enough time to win another one.
Good answer. Okay. Devin White in the Bucks defense was blank last night.
Lights out.
It's 2 words. You lose a point.
Then one word? Fine.
No, that's fine.
That's a hyphenated word.
That was just 2 words too.
It's hyphenated.
All right. All right. Patrick Mahomes will end up with blank Super Bowl wins in his career.
3.
Okay, that's a good answer. The Chiefs will finish blank in the AFC next year. In the regular season, we'll say.
Yeah. I'm second.
This isn't that difficult. After watching the Super Bowl, Bill Belichick was blank.
I'm using 2 words here. The problem.
Oh, okay. You took it the other way. That's good. So we got to wrap it up here. So we'll do it real quick. We'll do Mount Rushmore on Thursday or Friday. Real quick, MFK, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and Trevor Lawrence.
Wait, what are we doing?
MFK.
What's MFK?
Mary.
What? Oh,
Mary. Kill.
Got you.
Tom Brady, wow. Patrick Mahomes, and Trevor Lawrence.
So this might be a little bias, right? But I'm gonna marry Tom Brady because he's got all that money and the accolades. If I had to do that other thing, it would be Trevor Lawrence, and Patrick Mahomes can die.
Oh, I disagree. See, I also am marrying Tom Brady, probably just because so I can sleep in the same bedroom as him and Giselle. Tom Brady, marry Tom Brady. I would kill Trevor Lawrence easily without even hesitation. I would string him up like a dried bean, and then I would, get it done with Patrick Mahomes.
See, I just don't know if I could deal with Kermit the Frog's voice.
That's true. That's true. You got to think about that when you're answering these questions.
I mean, the other thought is you can marry Mahomes because he's got that $500 million contract over the next 10 years. Yeah, that's called security.
No, but if you marry Tom Brady, you're also marrying into family, and Giselle makes more than him, so you're making more money if you marry Tom Brady.
That's fair. That's true.
All right.
That was interesting. Interesting add in there. I got to give that to you. Was not
Um,
expecting that today.
Lacrosse Trivia.
Oh, God.
You ready? Do
I don't know anything. Go for it.
you have any questions?
Do I have them? I could find them.
Don't search lacrosse trivia on Google. That's what I did. That's where my 2 questions are from.
I will just find a
Don't
different.
use the first link. Yeah, okay. All
Okay,
right.
go for it.
All right. So this is lacrosse trivia. 1 is multiple choice and 1 is just one answer. Which one do you want first?
The multiple choice.
Okay. Lacrosse also dates back to the 15th century when players were often gruesomely injured or killed in the game. Early balls were made of deerskin, clay and stone, and sometimes wood. What else were the early balls made from? A. Cement. B. Enemies' heads. C. Human bones. D. Rocks.
Cement.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
It's incorrect. The correct answer was, I don't know, did I say B or C? The enemies' heads.
Oh my God.
I swear it's in there.
That's
All right, I'll
wow.
just do trivia.
There's no wonder that. All right, no, I got him here. All right.
All right.
How long does a shot clock run in Major League Lacrosse rules? 25, 30, 45, or 60 seconds?
60.
60 seconds is correct.
See, I actually do watch the lacrosse when they do the Final Four in the spring.
You're one of 10.
Shut up. I think it's exciting. I like lacrosse. I just never would play it.
We had beef in my high school between the baseball and lacrosse teams. So I never got into lacrosse.
Yeah, you were a baseball player. Oh, yeah. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is just one answer. All right. Which country has lacrosse as its national summer sport?
Whoa. I don't even know where lacrosse originated.
It originated in America and like the South, like from native people.
Oh, okay. Summer sport. So for it to be their summer sport, they don't have to, or they have to not have any other sports for the summer, right?
No, but so baseball is America's pastime in the summer.
Yeah.
Lacrosse is that to what country in the summer?
Yeah, so I'm thinking they don't really have other sports for the summer. So that takes out Mexico, that takes out basically all of Europe because they all have soccer to deal with during the summer. So I'm going to. Oh, this is so hard. It's not Ireland because they golf.
And they play soccer too.
And soccer, but they also. Oh my God, I don't even know.
Okay, you got 15 seconds.
Hockey, Canada.
That's your final answer?
That's as close as I'm ever going to get if I'm ever going to try and get it. Because they have hockey.
You got lucky there. You got lucky.
Did I get it?
Yeah, it's Canada. You were so far away from Canada before you randomly came out with Canada hockey.
I was just looking around. I'm like, okay, so it can't be any teams that play soccer. He just said it's not America.
That's why I didn't make it a multiple choice because I can't put Brazil. Like we all know what Brazil is.
And
all right, you got one more. Got one more.
How many yards wide is a standard lacrosse field? Is it 50 yards, 60 yards, 75 yards, or 100 yards?
You say, what were the 3 answers?
50, 60, 75, or 80?
50.
So close. It was 60.
God damn. All right. Well, at least I got one of them right, and you lucked into one of them.
I did look into one of them.
So that's going to do it for episode 5 of the Man to Man podcast and recapping all the Super Bowl and talking. We basically just kind of talked about how much we hate people from New England. So, I mean, we're officially.
I was just a bystander here. Don't be throwing me into your
whoa,
fights.
you were the one who got worked up more than anybody.
Yeah.
We're officially an anti-New England podcast. We have no ties to them. We don't, and we never will.
The only thing
but yeah, that's going to do it for us. That's going to do it for us. We will have another show Thursday, Friday, Saturday, wherever we figure it out. And we'll probably – you want to do a mock draft on? Or you want to do it next week?
Let's do it next week because I'm still finishing up my Watson article. So I'm going to need time to readjust everyone and come up with extra reasonings and stuff.
Okay. So we'll probably talk about some big college hoops games this weekend. And then if there's any news with Deshaun Watson or throughout the NFL, we'll let you know. And we'll obviously get in some, if there's any college football news. The regular signing day was last week. We talked about it, I believe, with Alabama's insane class. But make sure you follow us on Twitter. Let me hide this. I don't know which I'm on. There we go. Those are our Twitter handles. And you can find us on YouTube and I think wherever you find your podcasts, like Apple Radio, Apple. What are you doing?
Pointing at my Twitter.
Oh, I was like, what are you doing? So yeah, wherever you get your podcast, we should have it up there. Probably by tonight. I'll eventually create a Twitter handle for this podcast. But for now, just follow us and we'll let you know everything. Also, you can be our friend on Facebook and know whenever we're going to go. And then my final word for this is just screw you, New England people. I'm just very happy that you suffer or will be suffering.
Yeah, I mean.
Anything from you, Tom?
No, I think I've said enough. I think I just need to kind of get up and go after everything that happened here today.
Well, that's what happens when you realize that Tom Brady is still throwing touchdown passes to Rob Gronkowski, and it's never going to end.
Why'd you bring it back up?
That'll do it, boys. Later.